Summers here in Colorado, although the weather seems a little bit different than it has been, we haven't had that, early summer heat wave that sometimes we're used to. We've had some rain, we had a cold Memorial Day weekend, but now it's time to dial in all things summer for your home. These are all going to be a lot of exterior things because, well, you can be outside in the summer and get some stuff done, drink lots of water. You know how that goes. If you don't know, I'm Jeremy Kane with eXp Realty. I help people just like you manage the asset that is their home and help them understand how to maximize every single small investment that you make in your home with both your time and your money. And so if you need a connection, if you need the landscaper, the irrigation tech, the roofer, you know who to call. Always reach out. My number's right here below, and let's get right into this. So we're going to run through these pretty quickly. First and foremost, that AC, right? AC wasn't even a thing when I was growing up, right? Colorado homes, they didn't necessarily need AC. We'd open the windows. I will tell you that one of the most underrated things I've ever had in my home is a whole house fan. Right when that temperature drops in the, low 70s, 60s, open up those windows, turn on the airplane sounding whole house fan, unless you got one of those sweet, quiet, cool ones, and it sucks all the hot air right out of your home, bringing in that cool, fresh mountain air. Definitely an underrated piece if you are looking to cool your home for a little bit cheaper. But those ACs, right? I always talk to clients, those old ACs, they have the bad Freon in them, but the truth is they work. So limp them along as long as you can, or till the tech says, oh, they actually don't make that anymore, so we can't do it. And then, so on. However, you should have your AC cleaned out with all the pollen, the cotton that's in our air. You want to make sure that you're hosing it out or calling somebody that works. Pro tip, don't hose off your air conditioner while it's running, because then you will have a shower when it hits those fan blades. So definitely check that out, because year after year, these HVAC techs are swamped, and if you're in a 2-story home, you're used to having air and you don't have it all of a sudden, it's a big deal. And those, window units and so on are expensive, but they're in high demand, just like the HVAC techs who have to come out and service those or possibly replace those. And air conditioners are pretty expensive right now with the new things that have gone into place in the recent years, regulations and so on. So check on those ACs, reach out to your HVAC contractor. I got one of the best in the business. If you need anyone, please let me know. They'll take care of you, I promise. All right, smart watering. This is a big thing, obviously. If you have that grass and so on, it's very interesting, because for me, my backyard kind of in a downslope with the neighborhood. So I get a very good flow, especially in the spring, of water coming into my backyard, not into my house, but it just kind of flows down the street. And so I actually don't water my backyard, except for maybe washing off the dog spots and things like that, until probably June or July, when it really gets dry. So having, I have a Beehive Auto, smart water controller, and I'm able to change it from my phone. I'm able to do it. Now my front yard is sloped kind of away. It also has a big blue spruce tree, beautiful, love it. It's not the greatest for the grass, so we've done some things landscaping wise, but I'm able to monitor that and make sure that both sides get watered. They make all these cool technologies. Even the app that I have, I don't have a gauge or anything, but when it's going to rain, it says it delays the schedule for 24 hours. Great. Those things are awesome. They help, especially when you're on vacation. You're maybe not aware of the weather and so on. Some of those smart features are certainly there. Roof and gutter check. Here's the deal. When we get those big torrential downpours that hopefully don't turn to hail, you want to make sure your gutters are flowing away. Doesn't take a ton for a gutter to get clogged and water to start rolling into, your house, down the side of the walls and the foundation. This is something that's very important, especially in our dry climate. We don't typically have a lot of that, but if water is coming down into the foundation, we certainly are needing to handle that. And a lot of it starts with the gutters, with those big piney trees and things that you may have. Make sure that those are cleaned out, ready to go. As you go, make sure the roof is ready to roll. Here's the deal. If you do get a hailstorm, please reach out. I'll have a trusted roofer hop on your roof, check it out for you for free, not bug you, not tell you you need a new roof when you don't, because this is part of the problem with the insurance, right? We're having these people hop on our roofs. They need to sell a roof. They're going to make 20, 30 grand off you, putting a claim in and installing that roof. You need to make sure that you're getting the right information. Is the roof actually damaged? And then go from there. Next is fire safety. This is something that's incredibly important, and kind of we think about mountains and foothills, but ultimately, we had the Boulder fire not too long ago that, was really just in, a suburban area technically. So make sure you're keeping that brush, cleaning up the dead pine needles, doing those things. Just make sure you think about it even if you're in the city, because it's something that, we can consider. There's a lot of fire pits out there these days, and there's not a lot of restrictions till we get later in the year. So make sure that you are taking care of that. Make sure you're using those flammable devices in the correct way, away from the structures and so on. And, we don't even have to go into the deep fryers. Maybe that's for the turkey one, those big, huge turkey fryers that love to catch on fire. Next, obviously, is energy efficiency. Those windows, as we kind of get further and further down the line, when we started with these vinyl windows in the 90s, it's time for those to be replaced possibly. Seals will break, they get old. When you see that fog in the window, that means a seal broke. That is a true, sign that those windows are not being as efficient as they could. And with the higher energy costs and running these, ACs as much as we do, you obviously see the spike in the energy costs on your Excel bill. But a lot of that could be helped out with the windows. There's a lot of, energy platforms and things that you can use on your tax write-offs, but windows are fairly expensive to replace. So a lot of people do it on a cycle where they're going to do the ones on the south side of the house and the west side, east side, whatever that looks like. So if you do new windows, obviously reach out, but make sure that you're not just having your open window while your AC is running, even though your window is shut. Once those seals break and once those windows do break down, you are hypothetically having your window wide open with your air conditioning on, which also leads to the breakdown in the air conditioning because it's working so hard. Next is the bugs, right? We all have our home remedies for those mosquitoes and things that come on. Make sure you keep an eye on the trees, making sure those, Japanese beetles aren't eating up the trees or whatever you have in your neighborhood. But that's a huge deal, right? Spiders are more prevalent, at least in my house in the summer. So if you do need to spray for those or handle that situation, because little spiders become big spiders, and we all know what people think about spiders. So check on the bugs when you're starting to do a lot of gardening. You're moving the soil, kind of bringing those bugs, disturbing them. And where else is a great place to go than a cool basement on a hot summer day, right? Spiders think so too. So make sure you're keeping those down, because critters and things like that, when you do go to sell your house, if it's become a bigger problem than just a couple here and there, then that does start to play with the minds of the buyers and potential buyers. You don't know who's good with the spiders and who's not. So that's certainly something. And then obviously let's talk a little bit about outdoor living, right? There's so many cool opportunities, pools, spas, outdoor kitchens, right? This is something that will absolutely bring the value of your home up, but it'll also bring the value of your lifestyle up. And it's not something that's going to be like a dollar for dollar. If you put this grand outdoor kitchen with a cupboard and a $1 million patio and all the things, right? It's a lifestyle upgrade, but know that it's not going to be a dollar for dollar upgrade, right? If we're talking about selling the home, you need to reach out to me and say, okay, what should we do? What's the best bang for a buck? If we're talking about living in the home for a long time, then have at it, right? Make the space everything that you want it to be. But if there is a move in the future, let's talk about smart spending and, maybe not having the nicest of the nice because you're only going to enjoy it for a year or two. Those are things that you can really make a huge difference with your curb appeal as well as, you know, your value of your home. It's not going to be dollar for dollar though. So we can be smarter with some of the things we do that will still look great, still be great, but don't have to be necessarily top of the line all the time, unless you're selling a luxury home. So that's one thing to consider. And then security, right? Obviously thefts go up in the winter, or in the summer, car thefts, all the things, right? So people take more vacations, so make sure that you're, you know, have the windows that can secure, you know, all those things, security systems if you need it. Have a friendly neighbor, keep an eye on your home for sure. But these are all things that can help. As easy as it is to get Ring doorbells and cameras and things at Costco or wherever, it's certainly worth it. If you do go on vacation, hopefully you have the ability to shut off the water without shutting off your sprinklers, because that's a huge thing that they started doing, where, you know, you can shut off the water to the house, but you don't have to shut off the water to the sprinklers. It's just another valve that's in there. But even in the summer, I've had people come home to flooded basements and things like that because they were gone for an extended amount of time on vacation. And there's nothing worse than coming home from a long vacation, being re-energized, and dropping yourself right into stress. So that's the summer breakdown for you. I hope your homes are doing well. If you need to go through any of this or anything I said you have a question about, or you just have a question in general about an idea you have, let's talk about it. Reach out. You know I'm always available to jam out about your home and everything real estate related. So we'll catch you next time. Like, comment, subscribe. Let's go.